What is up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to show you my installation of the EcoSmart tankless water heater. This is going to be the EcoSmart Eco 18, and yeah, I'm going to show you my installation, how it's set up, and give you my thoughts on it. Because what I was looking to do is get rid of the bulky, big tank water heater that was taking up space in my garage. I live in Florida, so all that is out in the garage for me. So it's just taking a lot of space, and wanted something I could just mount on the wall. Maybe save a little energy, have more hot water when needed, but mostly just wanted a smaller, simpler solution for that. So this was the unit I saw, and was able to pick up here, and so I'll show you the installation, and then I'll kind of recap my thoughts on it here for you. So here is the EcoSmart 18 unit installed. So we have our electrical running down from the ceiling there. I'll show you that installation at the breaker box here in just a second. That is work, again, for a dedicated electrician or a certified electrician to do. Would not say that's something you should do yourself due to the high voltage nature of that. And then here's the plumbing work, the inlet and outlet coming in from the wall and coming down on this. This I did do myself. These are just using shark bite connectors from the existing plumbing that was in the wall of the house, using CPVC pipe, which is rated for up to 150 degrees, and then some flex piping into the unit itself with some Teflon tape around those connectors going into there. And of course you want to make sure you have a shutoff valve if you're either removing the one that's already in the house or you don't have one up there, because you need to be able to shut off the incoming water supply using that there. So that's the plumbing setup that I used. I like it. It's actually really clean. Saved a lot of space. I mean, the water heater used to sit right here, which really made the dryer and everything, it was a nightmare. So now it's all mounted on the wall, out of the way. I actually could put in some shelves here now. So really clean setup of that. Here's what was installed in the breaker box. These are two 40 amp 240 volt breakers. So you do need two separate breakers for the installation. 240 volt or 240 amp at 240 volts. The unit will use up to 75 amps. That's why you need 80 in total for that. And I do have a smart power monitor set up in this, which I'm really glad I did, because it was cool seeing how the usage works. But when the unit doesn't need, like if you're just running the sink, it will only turn on the first breaker or pull power from here, and it will pull however much amperage it needs just to heat that hot water for the sink. But then if you turn on a shower or something like that, or you're filling up a bathtub, it'll kick on the second breaker and start pulling more voltage. So it only uses what power it needs to heat the water to the temperature that you've set it to. Just turn the sink faucet on just to show you kind of what the unit looks like when it turns on. So the unit does have a feature that if it's just like a dripping sink, it will not turn on. So there has to be a certain amount of water flow through this, which at first I was like, does that mean if I just turn the sink on low, it won't trigger? No, I mean, pretty much if you need hot water, it's going to kick on. But it's going to show you the temperature up there that it's heating to, and that is adjusted by just turning this knob. You can turn it up or down. I think the unit comes with it set to like 105 or something like that. 120 is typically what I saw as recommendations. A tank water heater usually set to 120. 120 is the temperature at which you're not going to immediately get burnt. You can get burnt by 120 after exposure, I think, greater than 5 minutes. But setting it to that heat kind of allows the unit to run, send the hot water through at a good temperature, and you can always mix it with cold as needed. But yeah, it kicks on like that, and you can adjust the temperature to whatever you need it to be. So there you have it. That is my setup of the EcoSmart Eco 18. The biggest thing I was concerned about was, would this unit actually be able to produce enough hot water for me? So definitely, you can get it right here on Amazon. I'll put the link down in the description if you want to learn more about this or look at picking up one yourself. But they give you the map here to really help you see how much flow you're going to get, the GPM, how much flow you're going to be able to get out of the unit depending on where you live and what your water temperature is coming in. So right now we're in the winter down here in Florida, which doesn't get that cold. It's rarely going to get to even the freezing point. So, you know, it was probably a good time for me to test it out, and I'll say no problem running a shower, no problem running a kitchen sink, no problem running a shower and a kitchen sink with the Eco 18 model. I actually, like I said, have the smart unit set up in my breaker box, so I could actually see how much wattage it was pulling. And so running a single shower, for the most part, only used half of the power. Only turned on one breaker, turned on the kitchen sink, that second breaker which would kick on to supply more heat. The only time so far I've been able to exceed the capacity is if you're running a bath. So if you're full on running a bath, that bath water, it's going to give you an error. I think it was E5, basically saying that there's a flow overload. It cannot heat at that rate, which is fine. You can still run it at that. It's just not going to be hot water. Or what I did, you know, when you're filling a bath, you don't necessarily need that water flow. You're just filling the bath, so you just pull it out about halfway to get the flow to where the water is at the temperature you want it to be. And it just takes a little bit longer for your bath to fill up. And obviously, while that's running, you're going to have a hard time running something else. But what was super nice about it is you could fill a bath. Somebody could immediately after the bath is filled jump in the shower, and you could do your dishes. Now, probably can't run your washer at the same time on hot. You know, it's the capacity at once. But what's really nice is, you know, say you just ran a load of laundry, you don't have to wait an hour for the water to heat back up to jump in the shower. So that's what's super nice about it, is that you always have hot water. Yes, there's a capacity, but honestly, you'll get really comfortable with managing that. We already kind of do that already. You know, you don't typically run your washer, dishwasher, and while you're taking a shower, because you know you're going to run out of hot water. So I love the unit, really happy with it so far. Like I said, definitely would recommend. You're going to need a professional plumber or electrician to install this. If you're really handy and you've done plumbing work before, you know, like I said, I did the plumbing myself. It's going to take you some time. It's going to be a project for sure. Still would recommend an electrician, because I mean you're installing some pretty heavy cabling. You got to make sure you've got the proper gauge of cable. So unless you really know what you're doing, I would hire an expert to install this for you. I did pick up a used one. You can see right now they do have used available on Amazon. I did use a used one that was in, I think it said very good condition. So saved me a couple bucks there. If you prefer new, you can get new right there on Amazon as well. So there you go. That's my thought on this. Kind of a nice, elegant improvement to a home. Saves you space. If you don't use a lot of hot water, like if you use minimal hot water, it's going to actually save you a good amount of money. If you do use a lot of hot water, well, you've always got hot water to pool. So I like it overall, and those are my thoughts on it. So thanks for watching this video, guys. If you want more tech tips, recommendations, or reviews like this, be sure to subscribe, like the video, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a nice day.